Hello again. Continuing on with the farm theme this morning. The third kit from Metcalfe. It's a P0252 and it's the farm buildings, which is what, a cow shed or barn, a silo pit and a couple of hen huts. Terrific. I haven't got any hens. Probably have to get some. Put that down. There's quite a lot of cardboard in this one. This lot has got to be cut out first, so we'll do that straight away. When you're cutting this out, I didn't notice at first, at the edge of the card here, cut score lines to release some sheet. You do have to cut along this line, which is right close to the edge, really close. It's actually here. You can probably see that there is a line there to cut along. So if you don't notice that and you make it up, these sides are going to be too long, and when you've got them glued up you'll not be able to cut that off very easily. So I'll just chop that off now. Now then, next fold back the doors, stick them down to make a double thickness. I'm not using the little bottle for this, there's no point, I'll just use this. The next bit's got to be done flat on the support here. They suggest putting paper underneath, but as I say, that will stick to it or something. This piece has to go inside here. I've already done one there, that one's already done. You've got to get these things flush as well. Like that. It does say push this thing into the corners. If you don't get it quite right, doesn't matter, because it's not, doesn't fit exactly. There's a space there. See space in the corner. So just shove it into one of them and it'll be all right. So next it says put this floor in without gluing it. It's in, it fits. It's flat. Next we're going to have to put these side pieces, those bits there, into here. Now they obviously hold up the side roof trusses. I'll just cut one out and have a look. Here we go. So that out there. There are two of these on each card. I'll let fall. And these, it says there are 8 supports. Yes, there are. And they fold in half long ways, which they do. So let's do 2 of those, and then they go together like that. Alright, I'll do that. While these supports are drying, I'm going to put the 2 beams in. There are 2 support beams for the roof, and they are to be glued together. That makes 2 complete beams. I'll get some more glue out of there. They've got to be very square, they're not folded or anything, they're cut out individually. And I'm going to paint these, of course. I have to put them in cardboard. Might not show, but they're probably better in wood colour, wood flavour. There we are. I'm going to get those flat there and flat there. Make sure that this all lines up. They will slide around a bit. I don't know, maybe paint that this grey piece here. Looks a bit duff in cardboard. But I see it quite easily through the doors. They're quite big doors, so it will show. And if I put a light in there, it really will show. I have to think about that. This gives you some idea of the lengths you have to go to get the floor in square and get the side pieces stuck down and get the walls stuck to the floor square. It's taken me something like 15 minutes to get this in and get enough glue in there to stick it down. Not a very good design really. Hopefully it'll work. I suppose I could really, I should have stuck the whole of the base plate inside floor onto a piece of paper first and then stuck everything else down to it and just cut the paper away at the last minute. I left it on the bottom, left it literally on the bottom of the model just to square it all up. Anyway, here I am fitting in the oops, the glue doesn't want to come out. Fitting in the vertical supports for the roof. So get that in there. Doesn't want to go in this one. There we go. They do actually fit in the slot. At the bottom, as you can see, they're not brilliant. They don't. The holes at the bottom are all a little bit too big. On the other side, they're not even centred. Oh, I seem to have painted all of this, so just pick any old side. And doctor that up with some straw or something, I suppose. So there's supports, and these things here are going to go in there. Like that. And let those things set a bit first. So here we are with the beams in place. And I've put some sawdust in there. It's not stuck in. I might take it out. I've got a box full of sawdust of different sorts, and just leave that in there maybe. It might look all right. I don't know if you can see it through the through the door. It looks okay. Anyway, we'll leave that like that for the moment and get on with the side building, which gets stuck on the side of this thing. When it comes to the side building, it's got two fairly hefty support walls like this at the end, at each end. There's also an inner side wall, which is this thing that goes in there as well. So you've got to fold those out, this over, and glue it together. Here we are then, getting the floor into the side building. Not very difficult this one. What I've done is just glued the back here, and these two front edges. I haven't bothered with the inside edges because there are gaps and the glue just won't sit there properly. So that looks like that being alright. Then of course this double layer will go in at the back over there, and that will help it to stay glued together. This piece here is to be folded in half, glued, and it will go in here to form a top support for the roof. So I shall do that. Glue that in, and then come back. And so here we are, moving on a little bit. I've put the inside pieces on here and here, stripy grey wood, and this one is, once it's dry, I'll be ready to take the roof and the doors, of course, doors being the last thing. This then, the sort of side shed, side building. I've put some of the, I've painted it a bit grey and put some over the stalls in. Roof then goes on there. I haven't stuck this on the side of the main building yet because I don't know which side I want to stick it on. There is supplied with this a piece of transparent plastic. There are no windows per se. There's a piece of transparent plastic which one would stick inside there. So we cut to shape and just stuck on the inside. That's to be done. And then there is the silo or silage pit and the chicken sheds yet to do as well. So much to do, get on with it. I'm just cutting out the parts for the hen huts, and I'm having difficulty. The paper, well, the card is much thinner than the card on the other parts of the kit, and the lines here, there for example, and here, I can feel them with my knife. It's very difficult to cut. So what I'm actually doing is cheating and lifting these up like this against the score lines and very gently going along the back, very gently, until it goes through and cuts. Because I've tried one of them and it's very difficult, even with the scalpel, to stay in the groove. I can't even see the groove. I would need to have my magnifying glass so I can just neaten that up afterwards. But this is, it's about half as thick as the main kit. Sticking the windows on the hen houses is not easy actually. I'm using all the bits I've got left over. That bit can go there. I'll have to cut these bits out of this. Certainly it'll make the a bit stronger. Also, I've been finding it squeezes out and has been going on the window. So here the hen house, the big one, nearly finished. There is actually in the middle a sort of a, it's going to be difficult to get in with the glue, a central support. I'm going to put it across the line of the H, like that. So it's definitely in the middle. Here's a view of the silo pit, the large and the small hen huts, and their roofs ready to go. Nearly there with this one then. all you've got to do at the end is get back the big buildings, which must be dry by now, and put on their roofs and their doors, which probably may not be too easy. You've got to decide whether you want them open or closed or at what level, and which side you want the outer building on the main building. Here we have the doors, one end of both barns done. Comment on these. Over the top of the doors there are two of these. Come like this, you fold them in half like that, stick them together, and you're supposed to put them on top like that. Now the top of these doors look a bit cardboardy, but that doesn't matter because it's covered with this. However, when you've done this, it looks very cardboardy. So what I've done is paint them up like this so that it'll look a bit better. Okay, similarly with this one, which is also going to be folded over. When you fold it over, it tears the cardboard apart. So I have to paint those up. I shall. You don't have to, of course. You may do as you wish. And so to finish up, apart from the elastic band holding these two parts of the main building together, which is the only way I could find to get the join to stay there and get them to stay in place. I'll take that off in about an hour's time when the glue is really set. Anyway, this then is Metcalfe's P0252, a Manor Farm Buildings kit. Quite a long build and a lot more difficult than I thought. I thought with straight flat things and no proper windows it'd be really easy. The thin card on the chicken things really caught me out because it's very flexible and difficult to get straight. The silo bit easy, but the main buildings, yeah, not so easy. And so to finish the video off, here are the buildings on the extension, not in the places they're going to go in. I've just put them on here vaguely so you can see what they look like. That's it then. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful to you, and if it has, you might like to comment underneath, and if it hasn't, well, comment as well. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.